In a world where automation is everywhere, how do you know when to trust AI, artificial intelligence, to handle your customer experience? And when do you leave it to the humans? Today, I'm going to be talking to Lindsay Tramel-Jones. She's a seasoned chief experience officer of her own company where she helps small brands streamline digital CX through AI, chatbots, and SMS. Her mission is to ensure small businesses don't get overwhelmed by the complexities of digital customer care. Today, we're tackling the big one where automation fits into CX, customer experience, how to avoid the AI trust trap. Should you trust it? Do you trust it? Do you trust it too much? And the role of SMS in creating meaningful connections, which, to be entirely honest with you, I had never thought about SMS as a customer care tool, and it is. Welcome to the Social Media CX podcast, where social media meets customer experience and where all fires, no rainbows is the current reality for most brands. I'm Brooke Sellis, CEO of B Squared Media, and I am on a mission to change that. Social media can be the MVP of your CX strategy, and I'm here to show you how. Each week, we'll tackle the challenges of social care head-on with candid interviews, real-world case studies, and actionable advice to turn your social channels into loyalty-building, revenue-driving dopamine machines. Whether you're managing customer complaints, trying to engage meaningfully, or just tired of missing DMs, this podcast is your guide to putting out the fires and building the rainbows. Welcome back to the Social Media CX podcast. I'm your host, Brooke Sellis, and today we have Lindsay Tramel-Jones joining us to talk about a question that I know is on everyone's mind. How do we use AI and automation to deliver exceptional customer experience without losing the human touch? Because we've all seen what happens when you let bots handle it by themselves,
Yes, we have.
and it's not pretty.
It's
Lindsay, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm really excited to talk to you about this because this is, I think, just a very necessary conversation. And I think a lot of people have questions around AI, automation, and how to still be human when delivering CX.
yes. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to talk about this, especially with small business owners. Sometimes we're kind of hesitant to let go of some of the control and allowing the robots to come in and do some things. Yes.
I'm getting there. Yeah, I want everybody to get to know you a little bit. I know that you're a CX pro, but how did you become a champion of customer experience?
So my name is Lindsay Tramel-Jones, and I'm the owner of Fiercify Creative and Consultant. And what we do is we focus on bringing those big business CX practices into small scaling businesses. Now, I became a champion of CX and making sure that small businesses have those practices in place because my daytime job, I'm active duty in the Army, and my job is public affairs, public relations. So I became a champion of CX because regardless of if it's military related or if it's like on the private sector and the civilian side, you want to make it as seamless as possible for people to get from point A to point B. So that's
Yes.
how I became a champion. Is so the military taught me.
Well, first and foremost, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
And secondly, I mean, that makes all the sense in the world because it doesn't matter if you're selling toilet paper or airplanes. You have a customer who buys your
Mhm.
product. I mean, this is how your business exists, right? It runs on customers, and that customer has to have a good experience. I'm assuming, but speaking as a consumer myself, they have to have a good experience to buy. And so when you're enlisting and you're or joining or whatever the
Yeah.
terminology is, I'm assuming you actually do care about the experience of the people.
You do, and you care about the feedback of the people that's actually currently serving, which is also part of the experience. You learn ways to make the process simpler, but also to make people in a way satisfied or happy about their decision to join. So the American public is the military's customer. in a way.
I mean, it's true. When we're so used to saying, like, not everybody's your audience, like, well, I
Yes,
mean, almost
almost.
everybody. You have this philosophy. I was looking at your website. I was stalking you. Let's just put it like that. I was stalking
Okay.
you before we came to talk on the show. It said, "Let bots handle the easy stuff, the frequently asked questions, the the nuanced little minutia of what we do every day so that humans can focus on what they do best, solving complex emotional issues." That's so good.
Thank you. We and I like to say small, and I would say big businesses too. We have to allow AI to help us and not be afraid that it's going to replace us.
Mhm.
So, with those small nuances like facts or what time do y'all open? Like, that's something that AI or a bot can answer for you. You can get your time back and start doing things that really matter when people are having complex emotional things or complex questions that they need more than just a sentence answer. That's what you can spend your time doing. And that also improves your customer experience because you're taking that time, that human interaction to make sure that they're okay and that their needs are met.
Yes. Yes. I mean, I'm preaching this all the time, so I obviously agree. We talked a lot about how you support small businesses, and there's so many pain points when you're a small business because you've got a limited budget. You've
Hmm.
got a small team. It may just be you may be a solopreneur. You
Yeah.
might be the team, right?
Yeah.
But you still have the pressure, the same pressure to deliver customer experience. It's no
Yeah.
different just because you're small.
It is not. And I would almost say that people have gotten so spoiled by big brands and big businesses that when they do decide to shop with a smaller business, they almost expect that same level of experience, regardless if it's just you as a solopreneur or if it's a whole team. They still have that expectation that you're going to be able to match the big brands. So we feel the pressure at small businesses. We feel the pressure as small teams because you don't want to let your customers down. You don't want them to feel like you don't know what you're doing. So we have to find those ways to meet that expectation, but without burning yourself out or your team out.
I couldn't agree more. And you had a cool criteria for evaluating AI tools for small companies. So I'm going to say the three things and then I would love for you to elaborate on it or tell us about
Okay.
how you work with your clients on this. But you said number one was transparency. The customer needs to know that they're talking to a bot. It shouldn't be like hidden AI.
Yes.
Um, you talked about and you said it earlier too, that seamless handoff. When somebody has that complex issue or they're frustrated or it's not working, like how do you get them to a human? And then you also talked about reliability, right? Is the AI actually doing what we want it to do, which is saving us time and maybe money? And
Yes.
time is money. So ultimately money. Talk about that for a little bit. Like when you're on, like, let's say you're onboarding me, you're onboarding B squared
Mhm.
media. And I'm like, oh my God, it's just me. And this is real, by the way. I'm actually evaluating AI tools right now to be my VA,
Yeah.
essentially. But, you're onboarding me and I'm like, "Oh god," I feel like I'm running around crazy. I'm writing the blogs, I'm selling the services,
Mhm.
I'm, doing the finances, I have to answer emails, I'm speaking. How do I find a tool that can help me save time? Where do I start?
If I was onboarding you, I always have them write down what the priorities are. What are your priorities? The first thing you want to fix. And then what are you comfortable with giving away? So what is
Mm,
your priorities and what are you comfortable saying, I can take my hands off of this? Because there's some things that you know need to be fixed, but you're just not comfortable doing it yet. So
mhm.
get those low hanging fruit. We talked about one of my clients that she was individually texting every
Yes.
time someone placed an order. And I was like, girl, you can't do this. What you gonna do when you do get to that big brand status? You're not gonna be able to keep up. So,
Mm-mm.
what is something that every customer needs to know that's easy to push out, that's low hanging fruit? That's where I always start. Where is that low hanging fruit so we can go from there? Then moving forward, after we figured out what the low hanging fruit is, then I go and I research which products work best and fits into your business. Which products are you going to be comfortable with using also? Like, just because I think it's great doesn't mean that it's great for your infrastructure.
Right. Right. Your user ability is might be different than mine.
Yes. And then from there, after we decide on the product, then we implement it. And it's not the end all be all. Just because you implemented one thing, it might not work as great as you thought it was going to. So then you may need to switch, or you may need to tweak like how many messages are sent, or when they are sent, or the frequency. So it's always going to be a constant evolving process. But you got to start with the easiest. What's the easiest thing, and what are you willing to allow the bots to take over without causing you, because people get frustrated. They wanna jump in. Like, just let the bots do its thing,
Yeah.
but you gotta be comfortable, and it has to be something that you are willing to let go.
Hey, it's Brooke. Have you seen our new report? It's here, the State of Social Care 2024, and it's a must read. Discover why social care is the secret sauce to your brand's CX strategy. We're talking eye popping stats, case studies that inspire, and actionable insights to transform how you engage with customers online. This isn't just another report, it's a game changer for how brands can connect authentically with their audiences. Download it now at b-squared.media/the/of/social/care/2024, or just run over to b-squared.media, head to resources, and see it there under our ebooks and reports. If you're ready to take your social care to the next level, read our report and let's turn conversations into unforgettable experiences together. I love that you mentioned SMS. So, for people who are listening who may not know what SMS is, tell us what it is. But then, can you walk us through more of how you implemented that for your client who used SMS? Because I think for small brands who are delivering a product, this is a really cool concept.
Yes. So for my client, she sells cold pressed juices and she ships across the United States. She's partnered with a store in Atlanta where you can go in and you can purchase. And this is what created the we need to do something. You can go in and you can make a purchase. And she gives them like the rundown, don't I thought before 48 hours and so on and so forth. And this is
Wow.
in person. So her thought process, when people would buy and she would ship it, she would text them all this from her phone individually. And at this point in time, she was in corporate America. She hadn't switched full-time entrepreneur. So she was trying to do all the things. And so what we implemented is we sat down and I said, what are the things that you need them to know once they purchase? Like, this your shipping, how long is it going to take? So we broke it up into what your customer journey looks like. Once you got the product, once it's delivered, and what happens afterwards. So from there, we wrote messages. I had to write it down, like, what do you want them to say? What do you need them to know? And then she was like, it would really be good if I can do a video too, because she wanted them to have video. And
Love
I
that.
said, well, you can add a video link. So we created these short minute and a half videos that's like, hey, thank you for buying my product, blah, blah, blah. And it gives them that same experience as if you were buying from her in the store that you get at your house. They get the video, the welcome message from her, and it's very quick because I started off as a customer of the brand, so
I
it's
love it.
it's very quick. I just had a delivery from the juice company, and I got my text as no sooner than UPS drove off. Like, your order has been delivered. Here's what to expect if you want to use if don't unthaw if you're not drinking me within 48 hours and so on and so forth. So makes you feel like Tiffany, her name's Tiffany. Tiffany's right there in your pocket, but it also gives me that experience as if I was right there in Georgia buying it from her. Now, if I replied or said something like, hey, Tiffany, they didn't show up, she can still get those messages and go in and interject if she wants to. But if nobody says anything, she doesn't have to reply, but they can say something back and she can respond.
I love that because it's kind of balancing that AI automation that we're talking about, but it still has personal touches,
Yes.
especially the video of Tiffany I really like. If you're listening and you are a small, large, whatever kind of business, but if you have these kinds of transactional updates,
Mhm.
order confirmations, reminders, simple queries or FAQs, here's what to do. Don't unfreeze me if you're not gonna drink me off, right?
Yes.
Like instructions. I think this is the perfect place to do it, and then I'm assuming I know, but, like, tell me from Tiffany's side, how life-changing was this for her?
Well, the whole experience was life-changing for her once she got her time back.
Yeah.
She wasn't as stressed because she's trying to do both. You're trying to work your 9 to 5, and you're also trying to deliver this customer experience. She was very particular about making sure that customer experience was right, but her time was back. She's not as stressed out. She thought she was gonna have to hire somebody to do it, but you didn't have to hire another person. You were able to enlist the automatic messaging, and it also already integrated to what she already had, so she didn't have to get something new. She just
That
had
was my
to
next
activate a tool.
question.
Okay.
Okay, cool, I'm so glad you said that. Walk me through that too. So, like, it already integrated with what she's like, how did y'all decide on the tool was going to be my question. Like, how did you research and decide on the tool? So, tell me that part of the story. So, she's all in, she's like, "Yes, save me time,
Yeah.
save me money." And then what did the next step look like?
Her website is on Shopify, and so since she was familiar with Shopify, I wanted to find tools that already integrate seamlessly into what she was already using. So we went on the research of Shopify and looked at there's several options, but we looked at what option worked for what she was trying to do, what the difference maybe in cost was, what can she jump in and text back? Can she send a link? Because some of them don't allow you to send a link. Once
Oh,
we knew that she wants to add video, she had to be able to add video, she had to be able to jump in just in case somebody needed a human touch, and price range was a thing too, then we decided on what product worked best for her. She also wanted to make sure it was easy for her to make updates because maybe she wanted a new message. That's how we decided which software to go with for that particular part of her customer journey.
yeah.
And her life was easier, and she shared feedback with me from her customers. They love it. It was like
Yeah.
it was like, "I love this. I love these videos." I didn't some of 'em and most of them, and I didn't know this even being a customer, that I had to drink it within 48 hours. Like, I don't always remember that. Even though she had a sticker on it, but once I got the messages, I was like, "This is pretty legit."
That's so cool. This is such a it's like a perfect use case for what we're
It
talking about, but it sounds like I heard you say 3 things. One was start small. In
Yes.
this case, it was a high volume, low complexity task, but
Mhm.
it was complex for Tiffany because she was literally
Yes.
on her phone typing back all day, every day, probably.
Yes.
It also sounds like you did some research. Like, how
Mhm.
effective is this tool going to be for my specific use case or situation? And then you did what you're supposed to do, which hardly anyone does. You look at that customer feedback and they said, I'm enjoying this. This is good. Right.
Mhm.
So you're auditing or checking in on the effectiveness plus how your customers are receiving it. Right. Because
Yes.
sometimes we implement things and they don't love them.
Yes.
And then what happens for, like, training? Do you run this for Tiffany, or did you have to train her how to use the tool, or does she have to train someone on our team? What's that final handoff look like?
So I trained her on how to use the tool after I did the research and we implemented it. I'm a lover of Loom. Loom videos.
Shout out Loom.
The Loom videos. It like keeps me afloat. So I made her a video of this is how you do XYZ. This is how you change your videos if you want to add another video. And this is how you jump in. Here's where you can see where people are responding. Because some people were just responding like, this is great. And if you want to say thank you, let us know if you have any or something else. Now, she has reached back about different things like, now I want to try this or I wanna do
Uh-huh.
this thing.
She's got the bug.
Yeah. How do I do this? And it's just been great watching her business grow, especially her going full time and all in.
Wow.
It's faster. You're getting your things faster. It's getting from order to ship to front door is a whole lot faster, and I'm just excited about seeing that for her.
Yes, that is exciting because even though you started with, like, this what we're all considering, like, a low complexity
Mhm.
thing, that one little fix was something that helped lead to her leaving her corporate job and now doing this full time.
Yeah.
And shipping faster and yeah.
Yeah.
I know you work with a lot of different small businesses on their customer experience. How can they avoid the automation trap? And what I mean by automation trap is a lot of times a company or a brand that you use uses automation, which I'm a huge proponent of, but,
Mhm.
but it starts to, feel a little robotic and
Yeah.
you can tell it's an automation. It feels like an automation. What's your advice for making sure that things don't get to that place?
Have something on the back end of if someone needs a person, they have a way to get to a person. You have to set a threshold, like where the bot can say, I can't help you with XYZ, reach out or contact us, or we'll be in contact with you. Something so that you can jump in. I'm one that gets frustrated when it's too automated. I'm the one yelling, representative.
0, 0, 0, 0. Yeah.
Yes.
All of the young folks won't understand what 0, 0, 0 means,
Look,
but in the old days when we had telephones in the house and you
yeah.
needed a representative, you would press 0 for operator. So now that these messages are going out through SMS, does it say anything like, "This is an SMS, this is an automated message, this is a bot"? Does it give customers like, "Hey, you're not actually speaking to Tiffany, but you can"?
Yes. I don't know exactly how we worded it, but it does tell them, like, "This is your automated message from your" I think she calls it, like, your co-press cousin or something like that. But
Aw, she gave it personality, which I
yes.
also love.
So they know it's not her, but at the end of everyone, it's like, "If you need anything, let us know." They know that, "Hey, this is an automated message from us, but we're here just in case."
As far as the sentiment that you were talking about, the customers love it, but is there something on the back end inside of the tool that lets you know, like, how many clicks you got or if somebody's
Mhm.
having issues? Does it log all of the
It
conversations?
does, and that's one thing I liked about this one that we chose, is that you can see if people are actually opening it. And you can also see if people are clicking on the links on for the video. So for the first 30 days, see if people are actually watching the videos. Because if they're not, then you don't have to send them. But then continue to watch to see as you get new people. People like me that's ordered 5,000 times, I don't watch the videos anymore, I already know. But the newer customers might check to see if they're watching the videos and see if it's beneficial. And she has started, which I'm so proud of her, sending emails to customers like, tell us how we can do better. Tell us, give us your feedback. She says it's been helping her how she looks at her business and how she wants to progress and what her trajectory looks like, looking at it in a bigger picture, not just what I want to do as the owner, what I want to do for my customers.
I feel like we should have had Tiffany on, but shout
Yeah.
out Tiffany. You're doing a great job, and I just love the example because she's doing it the way we all should be doing it, and,
Mhm.
admittedly, not all of us are, but really understanding what it is that the customer wants and using that customer feedback to then drive how the business moves forward. It sounds so simple,
But we
but
make it so complex.
is that what it is? We just make it
Yeah.
hard, but it's not.
It's it's not. Because we wanna do all the things.
Yeah.
We're scared to let the robots do the things.
Yeah, I do think it's like 2 camps. I feel like there's the people who are scared to let the robots do anything, and then there's the people who are letting them do too much.
All of it, yes.
Oh, so if I had to break this down into 3 big takeaways, I would say that I heard you say, you can trust AI for these repetitive, straightforward tasks, but you're empowering the brand, the business owner, the solopreneur to shine
Mhm.
when help is needed or empathy is needed. I love that Tiffany shines even in the messaging of the automation because it links to the video. I love that part
Yeah.
especially because it's connecting that face right there in the beginning of the journey. I think transparency and escalation are key based on what you
Mhm.
said. You want to build trust with these automated systems and saying like, "Hey, if you're not into all this, just say reply and say I need help or ask for a human or ask for Tiffany or
Yeah.
whatever it is. Like you're giving that option. And then I actually really love the story of SMS because we don't do any SMS marketing at B Squared Media, but I think this story and what Tiffany does makes so much sense for SMS. I feel like it's a powerful and underutilized tool for
Yeah,
delivering customer care.
it is. I think so too. When people use SMS, usually it's like marketing. A lot of people don't use it to help you along your process,
Yeah.
and especially as a smaller business.
I love this SMS story so much for customer care. It's like making my wheel turn, my noodles baking. So the last fun question I want to ask you is if you had to give small brands one golden rule for incorporating automation into the customer experience, what would it be?
My golden rule would be to start small. You don't have to go big and go home. Start small. It's a
Yes.
learning curve. Start small.
I agree. Baby steps. Start
Mhm.
small. Test, test, test. Don't set and forget it. Keep testing and then figure out. It sounds like now Tiffany's figuring out other ways that she wants
Yeah.
to expand using fun automations or AI. So I'm really excited. Tell everybody where they can find you. Where do you hang out online?
Well, you can find me on LinkedIn, Lindsay Tramel-Jones, or you can find me on Instagram at underscore IMLTJ. So follow me on Instagram and on LinkedIn.
Send me your questions and we'll be sure to answer them on Care Chat at the end of the month, which is the final episode of every month, where we answer your burning real world social media and CX questions live. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time. Thanks, Lindsay.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to the Social Media CX podcast. If you loved today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs to up their social care game.